Why don't they release that fucking list, huh? I don't mean to divert this to the Epstein list. I just meant to ask you, isn't it weird?
It's a little odd.
What's going on? I keep thinking, what could be in that list? What's in there? What bit of information is in there?
Well, here's the thing. Like the list it's probably they probably don't have like a list in terms of like you have to sign up when you go to the island. You know what I mean? Like, but they know the flight logs.
Right.
Like that's all public knowledge, right? Isn't it?
All I know,
but hasn't it always been public knowledge in terms of like when people want to investigate things? Like if you go on a plane, say if you fly on a private plane, which most of these guys do, you tell everyone knows who's on the plane. Like you have to give your ID. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Like I have to give my ID all the time even if you're on a private jet. So they know who's on the planes. They know. Like there should be a flight manifest, and like, they probably save those. And like that, the fact that, and no one's saying that just because you went there, you didn't do it doesn't mean you necessarily did a heinous crime, because I think you can't just have it chaos over there. I bet it was a real good honeypot where there's a lot of sophisticated intellectual discourse. You got a lot of brilliant people there. You've got great music, you know. Mm-hmm. You got like famous people are hanging around too. Yeah. It seems really cool. And then, if there's blackmail, the blackmail is like snuck into all this.
Yeah.
Snuck in, come to the room with the cameras. And next thing you know, you're doing cocaine. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. But, you know, you never get to an island.
Yeah.
You don't get to do this very often. I mean, I'm so busy with my CEO job.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man.
And then next thing you know, you're donating money to whatever the fuck they tell you to.
But it's like, how many senators just voted against releasing this shit, man? It's just it's like there's two votes that are happening. The UFO disclosure thing, they keep voting against that.
Yeah.
And the Epstein list, they keep voting against that.
Right.
What? And also politically, it can't serve you to talk about a bad list. The list of people who said let's protect people who like have done horrific shit to kids. You don't want to be on that list, but whatever's on that list must be so destabilizing. 51 to 49.
Okay, the Senate voted 51 to 49 to defeat an amendment that would have forced the Department of Justice to release all files related to Jeffrey Epstein. The vote was largely along party lines, with 2 Republicans joining all Democrats in supporting the amendment.
Oh, wait, not both sides. It was the Republicans voting against this shit.
It says 2 Republicans joining the Democrats in supporting the amendment to defeat it. So why are the Democrats interested in defeating it?
Well, let's ask. No, I think this is saying that the Democrats want it to come out and the Republicans don't.
Okay.
And party lines. Let's ask Perplexity. Why won't they release the Epstein?
So I was going to. There's Eric Swalwell, who's I guess.
I read it wrong. No. Okay. So the Democrats were not. The Democrats were pushing this. The Republicans fought against it. Okay. I fucked that up. So 51 to 49 is crazy. So they just voted along party lines. So they're probably told to do this.
Right. So what the fuck's in there, man?
Well, so then they've been. Not only is the government shut down right now, I think that might affect it some, but they're at recess. Congress is. And so Eric Swalwell said this stuff today. Again, it might not be true, but
it's coming to an end, guys. I've spoken to a lot of House Republicans this week, and they confided that Trump's movement support is fading. As one told me, this Epstein bomb is about to drop, and no one wants to defend a pedo protector. It's just a matter of time, Swalwell said in a thread. One Republican just texted me that if there's a discharge vote on Epstein, they expect a jailbreak of over 100 members. Trump will go nuts, he added.
So they said, this further goes on to say that if they get back, that this is the first thing on the docket, and that's sort of what's holding them back in recess right here.
Wow. We are watching wild history in real time.
Dude.
This is a wild scene.
Oh, my God, dude. You don't want to, did you listen to Martyr Maid's episode on Epstein?
I've listened to it.
Woo!
I didn't finish it, but I get creeped out by that guy.
It was the creepiest few fucking weeks.
Did you ever talk to Weinstein about him? Weinstein met him.
About Daryl?
No, Epstein. Weinstein.
Oh, thank God. That's how you're about that. I think he's just such the best.
I love Daryl too.
Okay, cool.
About Epstein, he met him.
Dude, what the fuck? What did he say it was like?
He said he had a girl on his lap while they talked. The girl was like 21 years old. And I think he said she was Asian. I don't remember, but he said she was really beautiful. And she was sitting on his lap, and he was bouncing her up and down while they were talking. So they're talking about finance, and her boobs are juggling. So he goes, she wasn't underage or anything. She was a woman, but she was sitting on his lap, and he was bouncing her around, and her boobs were bouncing in his face while they were while they're trying to concentrate on whatever the fuck they're talking about.
Some David Lynch shit right there, man. That's some David Lynch shit.
Yeah.
Just jiggling boobs in front of you. Like, wow. That is so fucked up.
And Eric said, like, right away, his vibe was that this guy was a construct. Because Eric is all like,
what do you mean construct? What do you mean construct?
Like a fucking agent.
Oh, right.
He was like, this guy does not come off as a financial expert
at
all.
Right.
And Weinstein is an economist.
Dude, it's just...
Well, he's a mathematician, right? He worked for Peter Thiel. He was just... Can you give me some of that coffee, brother?
Yeah, sure. Peter Thiel.
I think he was a math techer.
Math teacher.
It's my Palantir hat.
And then he became whatever he became.
Well, he's not a dumb dude at all. And if he thinks the guy was fake, like right away, that's his instinct. Like initially, I think the problem is a lot of those guys wanted him to be real because what fun. You get to hang out with Jeffrey Epstein. Everybody thinks it was kids, and there probably was a lot of that because
Definitely.
I don't know what the actual accusations have been because the wildest thing about the Ghislaine trial is like she went to jail for trafficking to who knows who. The fact that you could just put her in jail and who'd you traffic to? Like none of that gets out in the trial at all? That's crazy. And they do it right in front of your face.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
So you don't know we hear it was underage girls. We know that it was some of them were underage for sure. And then we also know that some of them were not underage. They were young women. And you know, they all have like one of them wound up dying recently. One of them that's been a whistleblower died.
Yeah.
Like you imagine you're a young girl and you're fucking broke, and then you meet that guy and he invites you to go on a fucking island somewhere or party somewhere, and you're hanging out with all these fucking creeps, and then years later, when all it starts coming out, what happened, you go public and you don't have any money. You don't have any money, and you got these fucking billionaire sharks who want to take you out because you sucked their dick 30 years ago or whatever it was. Yeah. That's got to be terrifying. Lawmaker claimed the files included one Hollywood producer worth a few $100 million, one royal prince, one high-profile individual in the music industry, one very prominent banker, one high-profile government official, one high-profile former politician, one owner of a car company in Italy, one rock star, one magician, at least 6 billionaires, including a billionaire from Canada. We know these people exist in the FBI files, the files that you control.
Fuck.
Whoa.
Fuck. Yeah, man. See, this right here. This is scary shit.
Because this is how communism gets started.
This
is when they attack, they realize like this is like indefensible, and it gets to the point where people are like, maybe Mom Donnie's right.
Dude, I mean, but that's one thing that's beautiful about humans is that all of us agree, don't fuck kids.
Don't fuck kids.
That's a beautiful thing. If you want to find the thing that that connects all of us, it's we really want to keep our kids safe. We love our children. And so if, as it turns out, and dude, you guys, if you want to have a dark few days, listen to Martyr Maid's episode on the Epstein files. It's not what he just points to other times the state has protected organized sex trafficking rings. Like, this isn't the first time this shit has happened. And so
that's what's crazy.
That's the scary part. If all of us realize that we have been funding and voting for vampires, sex vampires, essentially.
Do you remember the D.C. Madam story?
Is that the one that Charlie Sheen? No, that was...
No. That was L.A.
Okay.
That was the lady who went to jail.
I don't really remember it.
The D.C. Madam story was this lady got busted, and she had a book filled with high-profile individuals from Washington that she and her ladies were servicing.
Right.
And then she committed suicide.
Well, it's a hard job. She probably was depressed.
Yeah.
DC's winters are tough.
I bet those people are freaks. I bet they get down.
Well,
I bet they get down. I bet when they're done with all that lawmaking bullshit, at the end of the day, a lot of them are young. A lot of them are just in it they can't believe they're hanging out at the real deal. They're really a congressperson.
Fuck yeah.
They're really a staffer.
Listen, I don't mind. I want my politicians to fuck. I don't want them to be sexless fucking androids up there.
They just want war.
Just don't fuck kids.
Yeah.
But
we need to know what actually happened, because maybe some of these guys just got prostitutes on that island. Maybe, who knows what levels he was doing this at. There was probably a bunch of people that weren't depraved, but he wanted dirt on them, right? And then there's people that are depraved. Like, you've got probably multiple layers to what he was doing.
Okay, but I think it's safe to say, and it's not even conspiratorial, the current system of how we elect our leaders is based on money. You need donors, right?
100%.
So that is a kind of legal bribery. You give enough money to this politician or that politician, and it's not like you own them, but they know you gave them all this money, and they know they want to run again. They also know that you've got your own constituents, and you have a lot of control, network of bots that you could easily unleash on the internet. And so I think it's a safe bet that it's highly likely that it's donors who are on that list and who are compromised for real, who are exerting massive amounts of pressure on the federal government to not release those fucking files. But and it could be that it's an existential threat. It could be that it would cause so much tumult that it could lead to an actual uprising. It could lead to like a bunch of us with torches standing around the fucking castle, ready to burn the vampire out. And I think that must be it, because if I'm a career politician, dude, I don't want to vote against releasing something that is if there are monsters among us, we need to know. Dude, in my neighborhood, we got a scary ass fucking letter. Sex offender. If you're just a basic bitch sex offender and you move anywhere in Texas, mass mail goes out with your picture on it and your fucking address. You know what I mean? So why is it that there are these very same people who are working right now, who are out there, nobody knows, who are actual predatory pedophiles, and our government is protecting them?
That's the other terrifying thing about the open border. In the name of compassion and, not stopping people from coming into the country, one thing that they think was a lot of it was sex trafficking kids.
Oh, yeah.
Kids.
Fucked up.
Yeah. That there's truly evil people in the world, that want a child to do terrible things, and they'll pay a lot of money to get one.
Dude, this is why I go to Catholic Mass now.
If you've never encountered real evil, you wouldn't believe that would be possible. But then when you find out the numbers of kids that went missing,
dude,
that came across the border, the number of kids where they have no trace of them, they have no idea where they went. We're talking thousands and thousands of kids. Now, I'm not saying they all got sex trafficked, but I bet some of them did.
Listen, man, it's evil.
And if it's a person where there's no record of them, no one's going to know they're missing. There's probably some fucking dark, twisted motherfuckers that would give you a lot of Bitcoin for something like that.
The first day of the drop, there was this kind of bombshell claim. I think this is probably the most viral post the first day of the DOJ release. It says, President Trump, I'm paraphrasing. You can pull this up if you want. President Trump is controlled by the government of Israel, and they have, I forget if he says they have blackmail or something to this effect. Now, I don't know whether either of those things are true or not. I don't know what, any more than anybody else who's done research on this. Certainly, there's a lot of overlap between Dershowitz and the Israeli government and high-level Israeli officials. So in that sense, if that were to be reported, I don't know that it would be who knows about whether that's true or not. But it plays into a kind of confirmation bias that a lot of people have. And so when you see that in an FBI file, the first thing your instinct is, if you're, if that's your journalism beat, is to write all about it and get millions of views. And same thing, there's a MAGA civil war right now that's happening over issues around Israel. It's, you say, oh my God, it's been proven, the FBI knows that, well, Ken Silva, who's a journalist, shortly after that published a tweet containing a file that had much less engagement, where he said, actually, I actually have a copy of this document. And again, I'm paraphrasing here, where it matches that document file number. It's got the same text, and it looks like that confidential human source is Chuck Johnson. Now, I saw that and I went, oh my God. Because one morning I woke up to a text from that very person saying, this is about 2 years ago, I'd never met him, never talked to him, don't have his number. Somehow he got mine and messaged me on Signal to turn myself in because I'm going to prison. He then proceeded to look up my ex-wife and make allegations that I was a Mossad agent because she was a prostitute from a foreign country and involved in all these, Mossad black ops type things. Now, he didn't even get the name right. He found a different person with a similar spelling that was, I guess, busted for prostitution or something, and then makes these giant claims on social media that, I had been like married to a foreign spy prostitute or something. And then he goes on to message someone he thinks is my donor and threaten them to cut off funds because if he doesn't, then I've made the intelligence community very angry and they have deputized him to tell the person he thought was my donor that the intelligence services of the United States of America will crush the businesses of someone he thought was my donor if he doesn't cut off the funds he thought that person was giving to me. Okay? This is that confidential human source, or at least according to the reporting of Ken Silva. The level of things that are untrue about that, combined with the fact that this very person is going around saying that he's not just an FBI informant, but that he actually can direct the intelligence agencies of the United States to crush someone's private practice if they don't change their discretionary donations to someone. Like, that's the person you're saying that person's, comments to a FBI officer or, task force prove these claims about Dershowitz and Trump? I mean, that's ridiculous. I know firsthand that there's zero credibility to those claims. Now, they may be true or not, but the fact is, there's a lot of context to all of these. What is, just because it's said in an FBI file does not make it true. We learned that lesson in Russiagate. We learned that lesson with the Steele dossier. But that, I think that same sort of caution and prudence should be applied with these. And I think ultimately the truth wins out on these things. It just, takes longer than you might want to.
It's so tangled. The whole thing is just, I think everybody who looks at it realizes this is a rabbit hole that just goes to the center of the earth. And there's so many people involved in that. Here's the big question that people ask. If there was a Jeffrey Epstein, and it seems like all these things he was involved in, is there a Jeffrey Epstein right now that we don't know about?
There's a million of them.
A million of them.
I mean, this is why I find this. This is not the core of what I focus on, but I find it a really interesting field of study because it helps understand so many other U.S. government institutions and the relationship between government and private business. Jeffrey Epstein is part of a class of what are effectively professional fixers. And this is a kind of class of professional who sits not really within a particular government or private sector institution, but in the kind of sticky layer between them that connects them all.
It's layers upon layers. It's those Russian nesting dolls, and you open it, and there's another one in there, and you open, there's another one in there.
Corruption's at all time, bro. The Epstein files.
I heard there's no files. I heard it's a hoax, and then all of a sudden he's going to release the files. Well, I thought there was no files.
Man,
he wants an investigation now.
Listen,
like what is going on?
They voted 427 to 1.
Who was the one?
Whoa, who's the one?
I didn't see why he said, but he did.
National security.
Let me pull it
No
up.
fucking way you gonna be the one. No, if you found out all of Congress voted for something and you the only one that didn't, can you change your vote? You can't be the one, guy.
It should be that it has to be like no one can know what the vote is before you do it.
Bro, I would love to hear his reason. How you the one?
Well, I was feeling like let's move past it and let's get on with our business. And
bro, you can't move past it.
These billionaires are good people. Okay,
you can't move past it.
They're good,
Clay
solid people.
Higgins was the one.
Who?
Clay Higgins.
Where's he out of?
Arkansas.
Louisiana?
Oh,
Yeah, there he goes.
One of them.
Yeah.
One of
Somebody got to him.
One of the bottom 10 in education or something like that.
Somebody got to him. That's crazy, though. 420 to 1.
I have been a principled no on this bill from the beginning. What was wrong with the bill 3 months ago is too wrong.
It abandons 250 years of criminal justice procedure in America. As written, this bill reveals and injures thousands of innocent people, witnesses, people who provided alibis, family members, etc. If enacted in its current form, this type of broad reveal of criminal investigative files released to a rabid media will absolutely result in innocent people being hurt. Not by my vote. The Oversight Committee is conducting a thorough investigation that has already released well over 60,000 pages of documents from the Epstein case. That effort will continue in a manner that provides all due protections for innocent Americans. If the Senate amends the bill to properly address privacy of victims and or other Americans who are named but not criminally implicated, then I will vote for that bill when it comes back to the House.
He's in that motherfucker.
Well, that's a point, though, right? Like, there was people that had dinner over Epstein's house. Like, Epstein had dinners and had celebrities go over his house. Like, Chelsea Handler was one of the people that went over his house. I don't think Chelsea Handler is out there molesting kids.
No, I get.
You know what I mean?
No, I get that, but I think we're past that. We're beyond that point now because
right. You just have to be able to say, "Hey, I went to his house for dinner."
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I'm not saying because people try to do that to you with like pictures. They're like, if you was in a picture with somebody, they think,
right.
But it's like. It's the difference between being in a picture with somebody and being in 500 pictures with them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And flying to an island with them.
I think because this is a big problem. I mean, just related back to what we were talking about earlier with Hollywood too, is that I think a lot of these motherfuckers don't respect the public. They don't respect our intelligence. Like I think the average American is smart enough to know the difference between somebody that was just in there or somebody that testified than somebody that was banging children.
See, the thing is, the average American probably can tell the difference, but there are sub-average individuals that all they want to know is you're on the list, and they hear you're on the list, and they might try to kill you. And that is a fact.
But here's the thing. The problem is...
And I'm not advocating for not releasing the files. I'm just saying there's enough dumb, nutty people that will think that you're guilty.
There's been so much obfuscation with this. It would be different if there was no pushback. But I think what's at stake is people's belief in the integrity of the process.
That's already cooked.
Oh well, yeah.
That's already cooked.
Whatever the last little shreds of it that are left is like, no more you getting to sift through and decide. Because it's easy to say that, but the truth is they want to be able to decide whose names get seen and whose names don't, and people aren't with that. Like, and
they shouldn't be with that.
Or we agree with this guy, and then we let them Kennedy joints out. We've been waiting for them to think about it. They said the same thing about the Kennedy shit. Well, we don't want to hurt, and every time they're supposed to release it, they kick it down the road.
They released some new Kennedy documents, but no, I never heard anything come out of it.
Yeah, it's supposed to have been released 2 or 3 presidents.
There's no way those people are alive.
Right. what we know is this. We know that, I forget who said it, but justice delayed is justice denied. The longer we wait, the more we let these fucking snakes kick the can down the road, the more they get to obfuscate and muddy the waters. No,
you know what Trump said about the JFK files?
What?
He said, I saw them, and if you saw what I saw, you wouldn't release them either.
That's what I'm screaming.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean? What does that mean?
I can't even imagine what that means.
What does that mean? What could that mean? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Does that mean a foreign government? Does that mean our government? Does that mean the mafia? Does that mean a coordinated effort with all the above? What does that mean?
I have no idea what it could possibly mean.
That's crazy for something that happened in 1963.
Yeah, and almost everyone involved, almost everyone that could be embarrassed somehow is dead.
62 years ago, man.
So it would have to be something that like destroys an institution or something.
Something.
Like this Epstein shit.
Right.
Like,
but just the sheer amount of people with insane amounts of money that are attached to this.
Because my conservative friends be like, they think I give a fuck about a Democrat. They'll be like, "Oh, you with the Bill Clintons in there." Like, I don't give a fuck who in there. I don't care who in there.
You don't care.
Put that shit in the street. Yeah,
but they think you do. That's so
I don't have a
party identity.
I don't have a favorite politician. There's nobody. I don't give these motherfuckers money.
No,
there's no politician that I love enough to because this is what's killing me. There's people out there that are literally like, well, how old is 16 really? You know, like they're trying to justify, because they want to come out of this by still showing support, but they don't want to be connected to the crime. So they're still trying to justify their support of all of this.
That's crazy.
It's like there's no politician I love more than I love my country, or more than I have my principles of like, yeah, I think if you can't draw the line at kid fucking, then you probably should stop talking in public. Like you shouldn't have public discourse, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is a pattern that has existed forever in politics. They want you to be compromised when you get into any sort of a position so they can control you. And I think these things like Epstein, and there's probably a bunch of other similar operations that are being run, they provide you with like a really good time, or maybe you're a high profile, extremely wealthy individual, and it's hard for you to get hosed. And some guy tells you, hey, we've got everything covered. You know, you come to my island. Nothing, you know, what happens on the island stays on the island.
Bro, didn't they kick somebody out the royal family?
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kicked him out of the family, and there hasn't even been like a formal trial yet. It's not like he's been convicted.
But what does that? What happens when they just walk you out the castle and you
don't know,
on the street?
I think he's out in a house, like way out in the country. Like, you stay here.
I just in my head, I just picture him like crying over some KFC because he's never eaten peasant food.
I don't think he's eating peasant food.
So he's not a regular person.
I think he's in a manor, like a beautiful home in the country.
Okay, so
I think he has to stay.
So being kicked out of the royal family doesn't mean that you lose everything.
Who knows? I mean, what does he have, and where did he get it? Is it just money from the government? Because they do get paid by the government.
They do, but I also think they're still dukes of something and lords of something.
Here it says what he lost. So after being stripped of his royal titles and forced to leave his longtime residence at Royal Lodge, Prince Andrew, now formerly known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, will relocate to accommodation in the Sandringham. How do you say that? Sandringham estate in Norfolk. He is now excluded from royal duties and public life, and his status has been dramatically reduced. Loss of titles and status, eviction from Royal Lodge, relocation to Sandringham Estate. So he's relocated to an estate in the countryside. Public exclusion. He remains excluded from all royal engagements and official events, except for private family gatherings.
But that sounds sweet. I feel like...
Yeah, I mean, he's getting away with not having to be, like not being in the public eye. That's it.
But they were basically like, all the parts about being a royal that suck? Yeah, you don't have to do those anymore.
Look at this. Financial support. The king will provide for Andrew's basic needs, but his former royal funding and security benefits have been ended. Andrew has sought private business opportunities to support himself, but no public roles are expected. Wow.
Yeah, who's going to go into business with you, my guy?
He's going to go. He wants to go into business.
He's going to open up a Starbucks?
Getting money from the king all this time. This whole thing is nuts because they get money, and I don't think they have to do anything. Like, I don't think they have, like, real function in government, do they?
Bruh.
Where's the Sandringham Estates? Oh, that's where he got... Poor guy. That's so sad. It's so sad. They made him stay in that castle. Look how beautiful that place is. That is so nuts. That this guy got kicked out of there.
Bro.
He got kicked out of wherever the fuck he was, the Royal Lodge.
Unless they tell me his punishment is like
estate.
they give you that estate, but they take all the servants.
Bro, look at the gardener's house. Show me the gardener. That's the gardener's house. That's where the gardener lives. That fucking place is beautiful. That is hilarious, dude.
Like if they give him that place, but they don't give him no servants, and he just got to clean everything. He got to walk a mile to the kitchen.
Yeah, he's got to do his own dishes.
No, but this guy's living the life. So he just gets banished to a mansion. He don't got to do no public duties.
Yeah.
And they probably just bring hoes out to the mansion.
You think he gets a puppy?
It's not like you stop banging hoes.
No.
Right?
I mean, I don't know what he's in trouble for.
Right. That's the thing. They haven't told us.
But to get kicked out the royal family is wow. They didn't even kick Meghan Markle out the family, and they racist.
Legal and public impact. What is this? These changes result from long-standing controversies over Andrew's association with Jeffrey Epstein and subsequent legal settlements. Oh, he's got settlements. Particularly a civil case brought by Virginia Guffrey, which concluded without any admission of liability by Andrew, but resulted in a multi-million-pound settlement. Do you know that there's the amount of money that's been paid out to victims of Jeffrey Epstein is like $300 million so far?
From where?
I don't know. Is that true?
Yeah, but there's also a bunch of money that just moved after he died that no one really understands either.
This is all so sketchy.
Bro, I'm telling you, a lot of people, if they really release this shit in earnest, it's gonna change everything. I hope it's that powerful.
Do you think it will be?
Well, all I know is the most powerful person on earth has been doing a lot to keep that shit from coming out. And I'm not like everybody else. I don't think Trump is in there in a criminal way. But I think he has a lot of powerful friends that have been putting pressure on him to keep that shit under wraps.
I think that definitely has to be
I think it's going to be royal people. It's going to be prime ministers. It's going to be Supreme Court justices. It's going to be all type of
former presidents.
Yeah, some CEOs. It's going to be all type of shit in there.
Scientists.
Get it out.
Yeah.
Get it out. Yeah. The world already. There's nothing to lose for America as a whole.
What a crazy operation they were running. What a crazy thing. To have a bunch of people fly them out to an island that somehow or another you own. Like, where'd you get the money to buy a fucking island, bro?
It's not as expensive as you think.
A whole island?
Yeah.
We looked at that island. We were trying to buy it. Actually, I shouldn't say we're trying to buy it. We were thinking about it very briefly, but it was too expensive. It was like $55.
What? It's not discounted now?
That's a discount.
That's the discounted price? Oh, okay.
I would imagine it's worth more than that. Like, if you buy a beautiful house in, like, Miami, a beautiful house in Miami might be $200 million if it's on the ocean. Those, like, crazy manors in, like, West Palm Beach.
But it's like, the island's basically haunted. You got to sage the whole motherfucking thing.
It's too late. You got to level it to the ground. You got to remove the dirt and go get dirt from, like, some pristine island. Yeah, you got to remove everything. That's the same reason why we never bought the One World Theater. The same thing.
Oh, that weird cult.
Yeah, the cult thing. I was like, oh man, there's not enough sage in the world.
Yeah, you had to come out with some holy water.
Because I know some
since we were talking about fake news, this is going to come up because it's been going on since we've been recording here.